Is this recording?
This is recording.
Can you see
Get
this?
out of the camera.
How do you charge up? Just plug that into the wall?
Yeah, come on. Hang on. I gotta go. Look out.
Tom is leaving.
You gotta watch for the door. Oh, the door, the door, no, the door. The door, the door, no.
He's trying to get out. Oh, he's gone. This is Brian. Hi, Brian.
Where's the stupid plug-in?
I don't know what you're looking for it for.
So I can recharge this battery so we don't have to use the stupid tripod.
That's a
We
good
can just carry it
idea.
around the house, follow people, and piss them off.
That's true. That's a good idea.
I like pissing off people with cameras. It's fun.
Pissing off people.
Okay. Before I get out of boot camp, I'll have a Harley Davidson.
Wait, turn down the music so we can hear your voice.
I'll get this. We'll get this. Turn that down.
Okay, this is a promise formally made on videotape. Before I get out of boot camp, I'll have a Harley Davidson. See? Harley, I'll have one. And then Brian there will have, what will you have?
Hurricane 600.
He'll have a Hurricane 600. And we're going on a road trip.
Yes, he's going to be
It's gonna
driving
be-
the Harley, and Callahan's
Oh,
going to be on
yeah.
the back, and he's going to be on the back of my bullet bike.
Yeah, because I drive a piece of junk Gutless Silver Rabbit diesel. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. This is Brian and his dorky friend me. And
Oh, shut up.
Just put yourself in my shoes and see that I do what I do because the old God still offends. They got nothing left on which we depend, so they stab me out in your bright blood and off with their heads. Jump from the hood. You're not obliged to swallow anything you despise. You despise. You
All right. I was not expecting a campground. I mean, it was a campground, but I was not expecting pavement and all of that good stuff, you know, humans. So this is the farthest spot out, closest to the water. And it looks like all the other people that are here are up near the front. So we're just gonna check this out and see what we got. This is out on the point. This is unhorrible. There's also another campground off yonder, but this definitely looks pretty cool. What do you think, Brian?
I think we're away from the people, and this looks like a good spot.
That's gorgeous out there. We'll check back in a bit. Hello, and welcome to today's edition of Where the Hell Am I? Take 2, I think. I've been out here on this shore for about 15 minutes, and I've had an SD card totally take a crap on me. But thankfully we have spares and backups, because look where we are. One of the most unhorrible places that I've been to in a while. This is Lake Pillsbury. We were here, when were we here? 2 months ago, 3 months? January. But we were on the other side of the lake in the snow on the bikes. So we've made it to Navy camp a little earlier than we're used to getting to any camps. Today is the most ambitious amount of miles for the trip, with the exception of the final day. Today's mileage was about 175 to somewhere around 180, and it can't be any later than like 3 to 3:30. But we got rained on the way in, and even though rain isn't in the forecast, clouds are clouds, and there they are. So we're setting up camp, getting all the stuff in shelter, so if it is going to rain, no big deal. Tent kind of blends right in. Once that rain fly is closed, you almost can't see where it is. So, nicely, even though I didn't think this was going to be a campground, with facilities and garbage and water. There are some people that are apparently living here. I don't know if they're groundskeepers, but there's a bus parked on the inside. All of the rest of these spots are empty because it's a Sunday afternoon, and the majority of everybody else, they're going home after their weekend, if they were up here. So as far as campgrounds go, this is a really nice one because it's completely empty of people. So the water is on and the bathrooms are open, which tells me that there's going to be a fee. So I'm gonna go find out what that is. This is night 1 of 4. Technically this is kind of night 1 of 5. Night number 5 is going to be at my house. Brian and I are going to be out for 2 nights. Tonight is here at Navy camp at Lake Pillsbury. Tomorrow night we're going to head to Hell's Gate, which is a bit farther north, up damn near into the Shasta-Trinity National Forest. But before circling back around for the 3rd night, that afternoon we're going to meet Tim and Tom in Corning. And we haven't hung out, all 4 of us, since about 1995. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Alright, according to the website, fees for the night were $12. Checked it just before we left. According to the sign, fees here are $16 per night per vehicle. I think we're going to count us as one vehicle since we only have 4 wheels. And I like how they use these odd numbers, so if you don't have exact change, you're left to overpay, and maybe just somebody gets a tip from that. But $16. And I just want to thank Brian for just happening to have a extra micro SD card to use, because my 64 gig that was in this just went totally corrupt on me. So now I've got something to record onto. Thank you, Brian! Filtered myself a gallon of water. The sign on the water spigot didn't say whether it was potable or non-potable, so I'm assuming that means that it must be potable. I filtered it anyway. Might take a chance. At the beginning of a 5-day trip, I've got the filter facilities for the evening. It's really nice to have. I mean, I don't mind roughing it, but if you can have a nice sheltered spot to do your business, then I can't talk down on that. Just now checking the other campsites to see if anybody has left some firewood behind, like I end up usually doing every other trip at least. So this down and dead is exactly what's on the bill for tonight for firewood. This is not a bad place at all. That is nice and dry.
Yep.
I do believe we have found us some firewood. So if somebody knows what kind of wood this is, please leave the answer in the comments. I'm not good at all at identifying woods, except for the blatant stuff, oak, pine, that I have no idea. I'm just learning. It's all just wood to me. What kind of wood is this? Burnable.
It's firewood.
Yeah, firewood. Don't anybody say poison oak.
There's poison oak. I've already seen it.
Okay, I do believe our work here for today, or for tonight at least, is done. We've collected our firewood. Brian's officially changing out of his work shoes. I'll be the first to admit that I can be a little bit impatient at times. But Brian and I just rode 175 miles to come out here into the middle of nowhere. And it is otherwise an empty campsite. Campground, sorry. Yeah, a campsite as well, but otherwise empty campground. There's empty spots everywhere. But these people have to park right in the next spot where we can do nothing but hear each other all night long. If they just move 2 spots in either direction, then we each have a secluded spot, but no, they have to park right next door. Is this wrong of me to be agitated at least about this? I don't think so, but so there's a groundskeeper here, which is really cool. So here's the layout. It's the layout of the campground. We are here, and there's the groundskeeper, and there's all of these open spots. I think there's somebody in 6. All of these open spots. We are in number 11, and there's all of these open spots here on the waterfront. All of these are open, every single one of them, but this person has to come in and park right here and set up their tent. Right next to us, right next to me. This is where my tent is. That's where their tent is. All of these spots are open. All of these spots are all open. All of them. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be rude. I was just saying, we just rode a couple of 100 miles to get here, and this entire campground is open. And
What?
I said we just rode a couple of 100 miles to get here, and this entire campground is open.
Oh yeah.
So,
Hope you don't mind we're here. This is the next best one.
okay, the other 8 on this side are open as well, but it's just if we're stuck listening to each other all night.
We don't really make noise.
All right, cool. We'll try not to as well.
I don't care.
All right. I don't think that was rude. What's that?
That was gunfire.
Not from here.
Not from here, but that was not that far away.
Yeah, that's been going on.
Really?
Yeah, so I said something.
I heard you.
I don't mean to be a jerk. But I guess I can be, yeah.
What do they say?
Boogers. morning, day 2. It's a pretty uneventful night last night. Campfire, a couple of beers, some grub. Still trying to get our heads wrapped around just being out for as many days as we're set out for. Don't often get the chance to take the time off to do it like this, so it won't be until after the second night, when we realize that we've got that many more nights to go, that it'll really start to sink in. Until then, we're just along for the ride. All right, and so wraps up morning 1. Packing up camp, no idea what time it is. Our neighbors next door are staying at least for another night, so even if we were going to be here in this campground again tonight, we'd still be leaving. And 2 vehicles just pulled in with full-size barbecues in the back of the truck, and
pulled into 112.
yeah, and it's just number 12. That's
Whatever.
11, 12, 13. Anyway, so humans are showing up on a Monday morning, so we're just out of here. On towards the next night's destination at Hell's Gate. And so Garberville is the last gas. So we'll get some of the ride out because it's going to be really nice, especially between Garberville and Hell's Gate. Looks to be really scenic. So we'll find out when we get there. See ya. good evening. It is, I don't know, 5 something, 5:36. Sun is starting to get low on the horizon because we're down in a canyon. We just finished, I hate to say epic ride every single video, but those were some seriously epic rides. Middle of nowhere, no people, sketchy roads, and we come to the end of destination to a campground that I had looked up sporadically and randomly as usual using Google Maps. Pull off into the campground and the campground gate is closed, and so we continued up the road and made it like 4 bends past the campground. I was actually looking for a spot to turn around. We spot these picnic tables down at the bottom of this clearing, and I could see that the tracks led farther up the road. So we went up the road a ways and found the beginning of this road and followed it in to this nice little meadow. We've got a beach down here at the bottom. It just continues down and looks like people have fashioned makeshift steps in the dirt to get down more safely to the water. And there's some driftwood down there that is nice and seasoned and dry. But I don't know how I get so lucky in finding these spots without searching much. I really pick out these campgrounds based on the fact that they're in a specific kind of area within the national forest, which we are now in the Shasta-Trinity National Forest. And I don't know how I get so lucky. This place is a little windy, but we've got a couple of picnic tables and a fire ring, flat spot here on this side for my tent, flat side on the other side for Brian's tent. We've got Brian doing work as usual. We've already started on the wood, but I needed to take the opportunity while we still had daylight to at least introduce you to this badass camp spot. So it's in the national forest, outside the campground, so there's no facilities, no fees, just forest and a really cool river. The Emerald River. I forgot what river this actually is, but every single time we've crossed it and or seen it, it has this emerald green color. Hopefully the GoPro is picking that up. I'm sure it's a mix between the water itself and the rocks for the bed. It's this kind of spot, this kind of find that makes me wish maybe we had planned a little bit more time, but for a middle of the week destination, middle of the week being hopefully no people, then this is definitely one to mark in the books to come back to. So I'm gonna get back to the firewood, and once we're pretty convinced we've got enough for the evening, then I'll check back in. Looks like we're taste testing whatever level spot for the tent over there.
Got a spot.
And I believe I'm just gonna pitch right here next to the bikes because that's the good flat spot. A couple of rocks, but I'll clear those out. So next priority is the tent. It's always crooked, always crooked. So the camp roll bag that goes on the bike strapped to the passenger seat in the back right behind me, and I really don't even feel that it's there when I'm riding. Packs down small enough that when I'm off-road I can move around on the bike and I don't come into contact with it in the back. But this one roll bag is the magic roll bag, and it holds an amazing amount of stuff. We have my sleeping bag, my sleeping pad, 3-person, 3-season tent, fleece blanket that I use as my pillow. Grange Brooks small forest axe. Tent poles. Pair of gloves. Tent stakes, and some random microfiber cloths down at the bottom for whatever miscellaneous uses. And I always carry a plastic bag with me because it seems that everywhere I go, people are just idiots. They just leave trash. So I end up picking up after humans everywhere I go. So all of this stuff to the side. Now all my riding gear, my boots, my helmet, sleeping bag, everything that is not the bike or inside the panniers on the bike goes inside the tent. So no matter what happens weather-wise, everything will be protected and I can be free to just stop thinking about it and go about cooking food. All right, we're fed. I'm not going to make you watch me eat. So we've got our firewood kind of separated into sizes and or varying degrees of wetness. And the wind thankfully has died down, just like we kind of figured it would as the sun goes down, because my tent proximity to the fire, if it stayed windy, was not really in jeopardy, but of slight concern. But so here we are, fire's going. Got beer in hand. I think it's somewhere between 7:30 and 8 p.m. ish, give or take. So figured it's not dark and it's not cold. It's time to have a fire. And I don't think we're gonna have much of a fire, if any, tomorrow morning, because we're gonna be pretty excited to get camp kind of packed up and head in towards Corning through Red Bluff to meet Tim and Tom. It's been somewhere around, try to do the rough math, it's been at least 20 years since the four of us have been in the same place at the same time. So it's kind of a big deal. So can't wait to see those guys. Yeah?
No shit, 20 years?
20 years.
God.
23 years.
Since yes, we've seen them both. We've seen each of them individually. But not together,
1995.
it's a trip. I had not thought about that.
U Street.
I had
Sacramento.
not thought about that.
3021 U Street, Sacramento, California, whatever the zip code was. 1995. On the menu this evening is Emerald Triangle Pale Ale. It's a crisp, refreshing pale ale loaded with specific.
Specific?
What are you drinking?
Specific? Dude, I have Golden State Cider. Unfiltered hard cider. Yeah, local, Sebastopol.
Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth.
All right. And try this again. I've got the Emerald Triangle Pale Ale, and it was from Eel River Brewing Company, which I thought was around local to where we are now, but apparently Scotia, California is somewhere else.
I have no idea where Scotia is. Never
Me
heard of
neither. So,
it.
cheers.
Local. Cheers.
Cheers. One of these days I'm going to try some of the night laps. But figured out this is going to be a nice night.
Yeah.
We're only going to be up for another 15 or 20 minutes or so, I'm sure.
Right.
But and now the smoke moves over here. God damn it. You want to say good night, Brian?
Good night, Brian.
Good night, Brian. The breakfast setup of gourmet glampers. Too much water?
Maybe a little bit, but just lots to hydrate.
Yeah, I always figured, it's like even my scrambled eggs on the packet, it says, carefully drain excess water. It's like, why?
Just eat it.
Just eat it.
Eat it.
hiding behind me.
Tom, you're taller.
I know.
There you go. Stand on your tiptoes. That's Tim and Tom. Tom is on the right. Tim is on the
In case
left.
you ever see me in a mugshot.
Wait, I'll get the mugshot close up.
Okay, we'll get the mugshot.
Sideways, sideways.
Me, and then we go. We're down. You can do it better than me, though. Wait, here, put on this glove. You gotta be ready. Wait, on count 3, 1, 2.
Yep, they just made the right. Damn, look at that thing.
Good. For you. Good for you.
What are you doing?
Welcome to California.
Probably look like Cameron's dog shit.
Oh no, we're 2 to 3 days in.
There he is.
Okay, I'm counting it.
Road trip.
I mean, you might not even
Road
care.
trip.
This is the end of a clip, okay?
Okay.
We're gonna
When
do
we-
a road trip.
Wait, don't turn off it.
To where?
When we
Hang on.
come back, we will be resuming our road trip. Word.
Love is hell. Oh, don't make me wonder. Life's never clear. What choice is again to use and abuse? To build on ground. Don't make me suffer. Birds find the winds and wings. Rest in the shells I designed. Run through the fields I denied. And strong upon the years I'm alive. There's a sun that shines in. There's a world that stares out at me, and all I refuse to love is in. Don't make me suffer. To dash debonair, where chased is the wish that buzzed with pain. My heart goes blank. Don't make me wonder. To ask on behalf of you. Of you, where are you? There's a sun that shines in. There's a world that stares out at me, and I refuse to please. There's a sun that shines in. There's a world that stares out at me, and I refuse, and I use in me. There's a sun that shines in me. There's a sun that shines. There's a sun that shines in me.
How do I do this? I don't know how I do it with these Google searches, but I've managed to find yet another spot that does not suck.
It does in fact not suck.
Sasquatch.
Yeti!
Tonight's going to be a full moon again, assuming that the clouds stay away.
We have an unstuffy view. I have an unstuffy view.
Raw, I hate you, tree.
No, not that one. This one gave us some good wood, but I think I'm done. I don't think I'm gonna cut it again.
I'm a loose cannon, I'm a loose cannon. So here we have one BMW F700 GS. One 2013 Buffalo. That giant angry limey.
2013 Triumph Explorer XC Tiger.
1215.
Yeah, it's a big bitch.
12 goddamn 15. And you guys have seen the other buffalo a few times. Guy on a buffalo. Sun's going down. We've decided on camping up on the dome as opposed to this little spot over here because we've got enough tents that this would have been really crowded as it is. One of us in the group snores, so we're already pushing proximity. We've got a nice little Ewok village going on here. Cheers. Cheers.
Yeah, I was gonna get a 50 and then they warned me.
Cheers.
So there you go.
Alright, I have to document the crapper. I can't imagine who's going to get up here to service this thing, or even if they do. Little trail, it looks like. Not necessarily the nicest place, but in the morning, with the forest view, I hate to say it this way, but it'll do in a pinch. So we've got a buddy that's wandered into the camp,
They're not gonna shoot you.
and he doesn't seem to have, oh, there he goes.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to have much fear.
I think he's checked this out.
He just doesn't know what's going on. Just doesn't know. Bye-bye. Thanks for stopping by.
From here, you
Would
can
be
take a photograph,
cool.
or you can hit the. It is.
Facebook. Tag this guy here.
Countdown. It'll record 20 minutes at a time.
That's a good shot.
Is it video?
It is.
Yeah.
It's not recording, is it?
It is
Yes.
now.
God
is.
damn it.
You're
Perfect.
recording me, recording you.
I've been through this.
Isn't that a paradox?
Yeah, I know.
Is the world gonna
create a
explode or
rift in
something?
space
It's like an
time.
Escher drawing.
These guys.
And
See if we can catch anything before the camera totally dies on us. First light, fresh out of the tents. My tent is covered in ants on the outside, thankfully, not the inside. Ooh.
It was crazy windy last night. Did you hear it?
Yeah. Anybody see if there's any warmth left in the fireplace? Not that we should have a fire. Morning. So the various breakfast things.
Yeah. An 18 pack of eggs fresh from the farm, and they actually do still have chicken shit on them. So I hope that doesn't put anybody off.
Complete with chicken poo.
Exactly, precisely. So we're gonna see if I can drop the shell fragments in there and get my fingers all in there. That'll be mine.
We're not picky. So do the shells not burn in the fire?
I don't know, maybe they do. We could throw them in there. There's no reason for me to hang on to them.
Well, it is the Boy Scout motto. Let's see if it burns.
Yes. Cool hairs.
There you go. Give that a good old college try.
Okay, let's see how long it takes to
Smoked
start
eggs.
denaturing the proteins.
I'm not even sure if that's in the shot. Yeah, they're cooking.
There they go. Retrieving it's going to be tricky.
Now you're cooking with eggs. So how you feeling after getting an actual night's sleep?
fucking awesome in
Yeah.
comparison. Yeah, much better.
We didn't see the sign on the way in because we're worried about finding firewood and dealing with all that stuff so we could have food, but apparently there's a sign over here stating something about this being somebody's old playground. The place where Jack Searchy went to hunt, play, rest, cut wood, and be with his family. That's pretty cool. And the thing is when I saw this coming in off the road, GPS said that this was the place, but I'm not totally convinced. Yeah, an empty sign. I'm not even completely sure that this is the actual campground. I mean, that could be... There's a sign over there. So, this isn't the actual campground, I believe. That's funny. And maybe even better. Do we tell the guys or do we keep this a secret? Yeah, I'll tell them. I leak. I walked back up to the road.
Yeah.
And I looked further down the road.
And found Camp Whiplock.
And there's a sign, like one of the Mendocino National Forest style signs that I think probably says Whitlock Campground. So
I don't think we could have done better than where we're at, man.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, is like, I'm glad that we have this. Ooh, how'd the eggs turn out?
Awesome, actually. The non-stick is actually functioning as intended, and I just did
Sweet.
quick and dirty, you know, over easy.
Nice.
So,
I'm going for my biscuits and gravy.
yeah.
This is my not so campy camp setup. Biscuits and gravy. It's time to eat. Well, I've made it up to our previous camp from last month. I made it up ahead of everybody else by a little bit because I know the road. They should be shortly behind, but I figured I'd take the opportunity to share that it appears that nobody has been here. Here's our benches. Here's our firewood. Cool little fire pit. Looks like we were correct when we said that maybe nobody would be up here for weeks after or around. We were here on Easter Sunday and left on Monday, I think. It all blends together, thankfully. But all the snow up here is gone. There was a lot of snowpacks on the side here, snowpacks on the road on the way up, and I'm assuming that up ahead where we trudged through the snow last time, I'm assuming all that's gone as well, which bodes well for making it to Plaskett Meadows and Plaskett Meadows Campground. So we're about 7 miles now short of that. So as soon as the guys get here to this spot to reminisce, we will continue on, and pretty sure we're going to make it to Plaskett Meadows this time, which will be mission accomplished. And I'll do the math later. Maybe I'll pop on the screen which night this will be. I like these camping trips where we're out here long enough that the nights blend together, the days blend together, and you can't off the top of your head do the math to remember which day it is on the trip. So we still have some snowy peaks way off in the distance. It's nice and cool up here, nice and breezy, and everything's great. Guys should be up here any minute. We'll regroup.
Go to marker.
This is interesting.
What did you just say? I didn't hear it.
I just said, do you know when the last time I actually saw snow was?
When?
Well, it wasn't the last time I was in Oregon. I can't even.
Put him on the spot and
I
shit.
don't know.
On the spot.
It's been over 20
It's
years.
supposed to just be, damn, that's a long time.
Damn, that's
Man,
a long
Thanks for
time.
helping me out. It's in there. We just need to hook it
So
up to some
we have officially arrived to Plaskett Meadows Campground. Not only is it huge, but I think we're the first people to be here this season, period. And it's completely empty. And I'm not sure that after this, I'm gonna ever be able to come back here. Because after having the place to ourselves, all of it,
Spoiled. It's been ruined for us.
we each have our own bathroom. We each have our own fireplace. I just can't believe this. As far as campgrounds go, this is ours.
All of it.
Hoorah!
Who fucking raw?
We could cook a meal in a different.
know we're not those guys.
No, we're not those guys.
It's still, well,
So now I'm filming to give an update of how things are going here at the old camp. So not only do we have the place to ourselves, okay, that's the main thing, we have the place to ourselves. So we've got a fire pit that is freshly serviced because nobody else has been here. So it's just a deep pit with a broken grate. So Brian collected a bunch of these rocks, and this floating grate system, we've now created a rock fireplace floating about 1.5 feet over a cold pit of coals. So this should burn excellently and more efficiently than anything I know of. Yes?
I dig it.
Tim, do you dig it?
Yeah, we took their broke ass fire ring and
All right, nobody likes the camera.
made it epic.
We're recording, man.
Recording?
Yeah.
Hi! Joe Suzu. Hi. We'll pan to other people, not just me.
Okay.
Fire. Fire started. I think we got enough wood. We're switching to dinner mode.
Oh, I found my hands full. Yeah, beef stew it is.
This is gonna be good. All right, well, it says it's recording, but the battery is obviously about to die like it always is.
That's normal.
We've got what is starting to be a raging fire. It has to be, whose guess is what time it is?
No clue.
Doesn't matter.
Don't
It's-
care.
It's nighttime.
Nighttime is the right time.
Right down.
We have the entire forest to ourselves.
Which is supremely awesome.
We're awesome.
Nice cold morning. We had a fire this morning. I think it got close to freezing, but we're just having a lazy morning. Camp is almost packed up, and we're thinking we want to do a little bit more wandering around here before we actually start home. Excuse me, sir. Have you seen some snow?
A little bit. Right over there. In that direction. Yeah.
That was awesome.
Excuse me, sir. Have you seen some snow?
It's the little things
Over
that just make
yonder,
the trip
in that
just right.
direction, somewhere.
It was pretty difficult to decide which campsite to choose out of an entirely empty campground, and a large campground at that. The one at the bottom really looked enticing, but I figured that the one at the bottom is going to have the most moisture on the ground, and knowing that it was going to get or stay cold, we opted for the upper side. But down here in the lower one, we still have snow. And as far as I can tell, there's a few of these campsites that have these hanging poles, hanging branches. The only thing I can come up with is maybe hunters, and that you would hang up a deer or something there. But I don't think you would want to do that kind of thing in camp if there's other large animals in the area, but I don't know. You'll have to tell me. I don't know what time it was this morning. I don't know what time it is now. But at 0 light 30, there was a chorus of coyotes over here in the meadow. They were pretty close. And there's some signs that there was some things in the camp last night. Just like digging for grubs, kind of animals. Don't know what that could have been, but there's little pits in the ground that weren't there before. Digging something up, looking for food, I'm sure. But I don't care. As long as I don't get munched on in the middle of the night, all's good. But really nice place. It'll be a shame to try to come here any other time throughout the rest of the season, because based on the size of it and the quality of it, I can picture that this place gets really, really crowded. There's so many sites. I didn't count. Anybody count sites at all?
I count sites. I don't see any numbers.
What would you estimate?
60 to 80.
Okay, I wasn't going to say that much, but that might be true. Ninja pants.
These are my hiking gaiters, and they do a great job of keeping my pants from becoming up around my knee while I'm riding. And bushwhacking.
They look like knickers.
Yeah, they kind of look a little like joggers. Like they fit with the big green limey thing.
They're horsey pants.
Horsey pants. Yeah, that's what they are.
Ninja knickers.
Yeah, they got a little room to move around in.
Ninjas?
Hey, ninjas ride horses too.
They do.
What?
Ninjas ride horses.
Ninjas ride horses? I thought those were the samurai.
Oh, maybe.
Everybody ride horses.
Not us, we ride buffaloes.
When there were ninja, they rode horses. When they were real ninja anyway.
The last one was Tom
Well-
Cruise. No, I'm kidding. He was the last samurai.
Would you know if there was
It was
any
good
real
flick.
ninjas left?
No.
You'd never see them?
No. Nope, you'd just be dead.
Damn windscreen, dude. It is
The other nice thing
big.
about having I'm not even say a campground, a mountainside all to ourselves. The morning coffee crowing, thankfully, didn't get caught on film,
Oh,
but
I don't think so.
it's always a lot of fun.
I think he escaped.
Whoa! Roar!
The roar.
We're idiots. We all slowly moved around the campsite, packing up our things. I think everybody was procrastinating because even though we knew that we had a couple of 100 miles of riding ahead of us, the other end, the destination, meant town and traffic and humans. We thought that the trip was coming to an end, but after a few decades, you come to realize that not a whole lot changes. We may get older, we may carry on different jobs, carry responsibilities that may or may not be ours, but in the end, we're all still just kids inside. You have to go outside and play.